This video is sad and I'm not sure if I struggled with if I should even make it, but I thought it was important, so here are my thoughts.
Got my coffee cup to go, and I'm gonna hit the road tonight.
Okay, so you might be wondering what a true crime channel has to do with van life. Well, here it goes. How I started following and became a fan of Adventures with Purpose, or AWP as it's called. My daughter sent me their channel in last summer during the Kylie Rodney case, and she was very interested because she lived near Truckee, used to go there with her friends and such, had medical care in Truckee, and so she knew the area very well. So she got interested in the case when Kylie Rodney was missing, and for several weeks she was missing and nobody could find her. AWP was contacted by law enforcement, so they came in using their sonar and divers and technology, and they were able to find her really quick. Anyway, so I became a fan back then. My daughter and I share a love of true crime, and we've even camped in that area together. So, being that it, was kind of near and dear to her heart, the area was so close by, and Kylie being, a young woman, as my daughter is in her mid-20s. Anyway, so I kind of went all in back then. I was like sending donations. I became a channel member. I got a sticker on my van, which I'll show you right here. I bought the keychain. Shoot, where is my keychain? Speaking of that, oh, here. I bought keychains for everybody that see Adventures with Purpose. This is to knock out a window if you go into the water so you can escape. So I got a bunch of these. Anyway, so really became a fan. To me, they're a cross between true crime, which I love, and reality TV, which I also love. So together, that combination I was really, really a fan of, and they did excellent work with their videography and editing and putting the entire storytelling series together. So I would spend a lot of hours while I'm driving just listening to all the episodes like you would a podcast. Became binge watching, like a real fan of what they did in bringing home loved ones and solving cold cases. I was really into true crime and cold cases and such because I was a forensic nurse / sexual assault nurse examiner for several years. So I took evidence for law enforcement on crimes requiring examinations for like sexual assault. So I am aware of the exam process, evidence collection, and court case, and the whole thing. And Derec, being retired law enforcement, he obviously also knows these type of cases. I am still a true believer in their mission. Let me back up. AWP was actually created to clear waters of environmental trash, such as cars in the water. They would haul them out and clear up the waterways. And when they were pulling one car out, they had found some deceased remains inside the vehicle. And so that was their first case that they solved, and it was kind of by accident. Then after that, they were getting called by loved ones of cold cases if they would search waterways near their houses to bring others home, which they did. And I believe it's up to like 26 people, cold cases that they have solved, which I'll show you their introduction. I believe it's up to 26 cold cases that they've solved now. And let me show you their intro so you can see all the good that they did do using that platform.
So coincidentally, we just had a guy flag us down on the side of the road saying, hey, pull over, you got a problem with your trailer. He was nice enough to pull over and tell us what he saw, and we've just discovered that we have lost one of our wheels and tires from the trailer.
Using that platform, and the platform was growing tremendously. It's almost up to like 3 million subscribers, and it was just growing after the Kylie Rodney case was solved, because it was on the TV a lot, and they solved it very quickly when other law enforcement agencies weren't able to. So their mission and the good work they were doing made me literally a true fan. But now it's gotten tarnished, the reputation, because the founder / owner of Adventures with Purpose, Jared, stands accused of sexual assault of a child. I think there's multiple counts now, and this is alleged because he hasn't had his day in court yet. But because of those charges, I decided to look into everything. I read all the, court filings, the charges, the emails between him and his niece. I've listened to and saw all of the members who have resigned from them since then, which if you look in the description box below here, it'll have all the AWP members' channels, so you can go there and watch for yourself their statements. So go there, support their channel. If you like their work or what you see, subscribe. They're awesome dudes, and I call them dudes. They're awesome men they're very special men. They work from their hearts, and one bad apple shouldn't ruin the entire bunch. That's for darn sure. I am definitely not one to jump on the bandwagon, and I don't believe in canceling people just because and everybody becoming online bullies and stuff like that. I don't believe in that. So I'm not just jumping on the bandwagon to cancel somebody, because I have done my research, I've looked at the evidence, and this is what I think now. Should he be found not guilty, then I will easily renew my membership with them and continue to support them. But right now, I had to cancel my membership because I do not want one penny going to Jared. I don't know if everybody knows this, but AWP is not a 501c3. It is not a nonprofit. It is an LLC, so limited liability corporation. And it's from the state of Oregon. So it's a for-profit company. And Jared is the founder and owner, so therefore Jared decides where the money goes, what it's used for, etc. Well, I do not want my hard-earned money going towards his legal fees and such. That's not what I donated it for, so I want to make sure that none of my money is going any further going to them at all until, if he's found not guilty, I will rejoin. But right now, I do not want my membership there. I have canceled it, but I'm doing this because it still shows up until I think the 16th that I'm a member of their channel. Van Life Voyages, it has our logo right there, and it's definitely canceled, but for a few more days it's going to be up there. So I just want everybody to know it's canceled. I'm not a member. I don't want to support them anymore. It makes my blood boil and make my stomach turn what's going on. It's heartbreaking because the victims, I mean, my heart breaks for the victims, because being that I did this job, I've been around victims. I've heard their stories. I know details and I just know how heartbreaking it is. Okay. It's hard to even come forward, and especially years later. Some people don't even get up the courage to ever come forward and tell their stories. So I commend the survivors for doing that. And if he is guilty, then I hope they find justice. I really, really, really do. I encourage all of you to go to the guys' channels, the members' channels below, do your own research, support them, and do your own research. That's why I'm not showing you everything that they said. You can go to each of their channels yourself, click on it, watch a video, make a comment, give them a like, help them out because they really need it right now because they do not have a job anymore. That was what was telling to me too, was there all the members, I believe, of that were part of AWP have now resigned. Well, why aren't they sticking behind him? I mean, if you thought somebody was your employer and they were not guilty and couldn't do such a thing, you would think people would stick by him. But I think the evidence is becoming kind of overwhelming for people to do that anymore. Because of the available documents, the statements from the members, and my own background in sexual assault and forensics, if the allegations are true, I hope the survivors get the justice they deserve. It's really, really sad because I truly support their mission. They have brought 26 people home that their loved ones can now have closure on and bury. So that right there is amazing to me, just in the last couple years. So even if they're getting, 13 people a year, whatever it is, that's amazing that cold cases that were just be unsolved, nobody would have answers. That would be so heartbreaking for me if, it was one of my relatives. So I commend them for all the work that they did. It's very, very sad that it's coming to an end. They had such momentum, and I really look forward to every single video and hearing their storytelling, and they did an amazing job. I hope that the guys are able to continue without Jared's in some way, shape, or form. I don't know what their legal contracts that they had, if that's possible or not. I truly, truly hope so. I'd love to see them be able to kind of band together and have and keep telling stories, keep bringing justice. That would be so amazing. You can tell the team members are very sincere and they totally love what they did. You can just see it. I mean, it's so easy to see with all the guys linked below. Go there. You can see for yourself. I don't want to put words in anybody's mouth. That's one reason I'm not telling you what they said and stuff. You need to watch for yourself and let them tell you their truth on working with AWP. Now, if they are able to get together and form another group, then I will be first in line to be their biggest fan. So it's just crazy to me that YouTube is huge, but then it can feel very small and like community. Like, I know I have a community of all you that watch my channel. It's a growing community that loves travel and just loves being outdoors and loves a community feeling. We have a true community. Van life, travelers, RVers, they meet people, they form communities. It's just like, it can be like family and friends. And even though I don't know any of the members of AWP personally, I do know somebody that worked with them a few years ago. I've camped with somebody that did work with them, so I do know that they're real and genuine guys, that what you see is what you get. I do know that. And I fell in love with them and their stories and the way they told stories. So, this was heartbreaking for me as a fan and as a true crime lover, as somebody that's worked with law enforcement. Just being a member was like a family. It's crazy to me. It's crazy, everything that's going on. And yes, your history can come back and bite you. Don't think you're free and clear if you did a crime years ago. Hopefully you still get brought to justice. And I want to thank you, all the team members, for their storytelling ability. I would drive between camps or between cities and I would listen to their stories, and their storytelling was amazing on these cases. I would listen to it and it just made the time go by, gave me something to do, let me kind of grieve for the families, and also rejoice for the families that they had their loved ones back. So I just want to commend all of them for that, for making something so horrific and so sad into something like peaceful and bringing closure to families. So you guys, I really, really want you guys to know that you make a difference in people's lives, and you don't even know you're making a difference. just by telling the stories, just by making us fall in love with you guys and the families. I don't want you guys to think that this is over or, be sad. I think you guys will pick it up and do even better and greater things. You guys are so talented, from the divers to the film crew to the editors. I know you guys will just be able to find jobs and move on. I just want to thank you guys for all the hours of enjoyment that you brought people. And I know if there's a will, you guys will find a way to continue this mission. If small channels like ours can bring information to our followers and show support, just think of how big the community can grow and how many opportunities you will have. I am praying you guys get the recognition you deserve. You still have a fan with us. For anybody watching that doesn't know us, here's a little bit of what our channel's about.
Bring on the fire, bring on the rain. Nothing can take you down. Crashing like thunder, steel in your veins. Nothing can take you down.
If you're interested in van life or how to travel being in a wheelchair or with a big service German Shepherd named Gunner, then our channel's for you. Click subscribe to follow our adventures. And just FYI, Derek, my husband, who's in the wheelchair, used to be in law enforcement. He's retired, but so he also understands how cases go and bringing justice to people in the courts and, arrests, all of it. He understands as well. So we both have dealt with victims and believe if you commit a crime, you should be punished. So if you're guilty, you should definitely get your day in court and hopefully provide some closure for any victims out there. For all the victims out there, I'm so sorry for what you've been through. I hope you find a way to find closure and some inner peace and healing. I was a victim once upon a time too, but now I consider myself a survivor. So I prefer to refer to any of the victims as survivors, because it truly takes strength to come forward and bring somebody to justice that deserves it. So I pray you do find some healing. And someone once asked how I can hold my head up so high after all I've been through. And what you simply say is, I am a survivor. I am not a victim. So hold your head up high because you guys are survivors. See you on down the road. Bye.